What if I told you that a key to seeing inside the human body wasn't found in a sterile lab, but right here, in a hamburger? This is the incredible story of how a scientist casually eating his hamburger reportedly sparked the idea that solved a final puzzle for one of the most important inventions in modern medicine, the MRI. It's a story about a flash of insight that changed the world. But it wasn't as simple as one hamburger or one idea. This breakthrough was really a messy, complicated, and brilliant chain of discoveries from researchers often working in parallel. For most of medical history, looking inside a living person meant one thing: cutting them open. X-rays, discovered in 1895, could show us bones, but all the soft stuff, the brain, the heart, the muscles, was still a total mystery. The world desperately needed a new window into the body. The first piece of the puzzle came from a technology called nuclear magnetic resonance, or NMR. Since the 1940s, physicists and chemists had been using NMR to figure out the chemical structure of molecules. It was an amazing tool for the lab, but it gave you complex data, not a clear picture. While some were exploring its biological uses, it wasn't seen as a medical imaging device. But that slowly started to change in the early 1970s, thanks to a physician and researcher named Raymond Damadian. He made a critical discovery. Cancerous and healthy tissues sent back different NMR signals. And this was a game changer. Suddenly, there was a clear medical reason to build an NMR machine for the body, to find disease. In 1972, Damadian even filed a patent for a device to do just that. But a huge problem remained. You could tell if a sample had cancer in it, but you couldn't tell where in the body it was. You still couldn't make an image. And this is where, as the story goes, the hamburger comes in. In the summer of 1971, a chemist named Paul Lauterbur was thinking about this exact problem. He wasn't trying to invent a medical scanner. He was just using NMR for his chemistry research. The legend says he was grabbing a bite of hamburger at a restaurant, pondering the limits of NMR. Scientists at the time worked hard to make their magnetic fields perfectly uniform, because messy, non-uniform fields created blurry signals that were useless for analysis. But in a sudden moment of insight, Lauterbur realized that this problem was actually the solution. He understood that if you intentionally made the magnetic field non-uniform, different parts of an object would emit slightly different signals. And by analyzing those differences, you could trace the signals back to their exact location in the body. He had just figured out how to use magnetic field gradients to create a spatial map, a picture. He reportedly rushed out, bought a notebook, and scribbled down the idea that would become the foundation of every MRI scanner in the world. Lauterbur had found the how. He published his first images in 1973, one of 2 tubes of water, and soon after, a living clam. Isn't it just amazing how an idea from one field can completely revolutionize another? If you're finding this story of unexpected discovery as fascinating as I do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We get into wild stories like this every single week. Now, let's get back. Lauterbur had proved imaging was possible, but there was a huge problem. The process was incredibly slow. A single scan could take hours, which is just not practical for a busy hospital. And the next twist in the story came from a physicist in England named Sir Peter Mansfield. Mansfield was a master of NMR physics. He developed brilliant mathematical techniques and a method called echo-planar imaging, EPI. This new approach allowed scanners to capture images dramatically faster. While it's an oversimplification to say every scan went from hours to seconds, Mansfield's work was absolutely essential in making MRI fast and clear enough to be a real-world clinical tool. He, along with many other advances in hardware and software, helped transform a brilliant concept into a practical, life-saving machine. And with the science advancing fast, the race was on. Soon, in 1977, Raymond Damadian's team built a machine they nicknamed Indomitable and produced what they reported as the first full-body MRI scan of a human. By the early 1980s, commercial scanners began appearing in hospitals, and research teams around the world, including one in Scotland, were producing some of the first clinically useful images that helped diagnose actual patients. But the story doesn't end there. In 2003 came another twist. The Nobel Prize for the development of MRI was awarded to Paul Lauterbur and Peter Mansfield. Raymond Damadian was controversially left out. So, Damadian protested, even taking out full-page newspaper ads to argue that his initial discovery, that tissues could be differentiated, was the foundational breakthrough that gave MRI its medical purpose.
The Nobel Committee's deliberations are kept confidential for 50 years, so their exact reasoning isn't public, leaving a debate that continues to this date about who truly deserves the credit. So, the MRI wasn't the product of one person or one simple accident. It was a convergence of breakthroughs from many brilliant minds. From Damadian, who first gave it a medical purpose, to Lauterbur, who had the imaging epiphany, reportedly over a casual meal, to Mansfield, who gave it the speed needed to save lives. It's a reminder that world-changing inventions rarely come from a single eureka moment. They come from collaboration, controversy, and sometimes from a simple idea that strikes when you least expect it. So, do you still believe that a hamburger really created the MRI? Comment your thoughts below.